Hi guys, welcome to Deep Hit Pod. It's your girl Adeola Patron.
And it's me, Mariam, and obviously we're back with another episode. Guys, so I don't know what's going on right now. Adeola is making me think she has something to tell me, so I'm like, I don't know if it's going to be a bad thing, a good thing, but I'm on edge.
Hey. Also, if my face is flaking, I had a facial, so my face is a bit flaky.
So the theme of this week is when did you deep you were living in your answered prayers? So we're gonna get positive, okay? So don't worry about that.
Oh, interesting theme. Babe, I'm just so over everything.
Okay,
so I woke up this morning, 6 a.m. And you know what? First of all, I've had the subject that I'm about to talk about, I've had some good news with it, but then it's with good news comes a whole heap of bad news.
Okay.
So I woke up this morning and so I found a new manufacturer for Kimby, which is a Korean base specialized, and that's what I wanted. Cool, whatever. So then I told them about the product that I wanted to develop. It's not on the market, it's unique to the market, so I have to think about trademarking and the actual product name as well. So anyway, when I first was doing Kimby, registered the company and stuff, babe, obviously, when you register a company, I checked trademark.
Okay.
There's nothing, obviously, because Kimby is a made-up, not that it's a made-up name, but it's a name that I made from my name. Yeah. So I checked it before I done a company's house. Obviously, it's there. Check the handles. Obviously, the handles are there. That's why I've got it. And then, so register all of that. And then, obviously, as Kimby's going, I just have so many other issues that I'm focusing on, that other things don't become a priority. So now where I'm kind of focusing on a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, just trying to get everything all ironed out before I publicly start posting again. Babe, why do I check the names of what I want to call this product? There's no names of it. And I'm like, okay, cool. Can still have that name in development process. I'm going. And then I have a TikTok come up and then he's talking about trademarks and IPO. And I'm just like, oh, do you know what? Let me check Kimby trademark again. Why has someone trademarked Kimby Skin?
Are you being for real?
Babe, someone trademarked Kimby Skin. And I think what is even upsetting me about it is the fact that it's not even a genuine conflict. You know how people have conflict of trademarks, maybe someone's called Pearl and then they're called Pearly something. They don't want that headache. But I actually checked that before I done Kimby Skin. That's why it was available.
Yeah.
Babe, someone went to go trademark it. So I'm like, wow. Open it up, see where they when they trademarked it, babe. A month after I publicly launched. So I publicly started posting that something was coming with Kimby in September.
Yeah.
They've trademarked it in November. Babe. And then they've added classes to it. So they've done the whole skincare category.
No.
Babe, they've even done, because obviously, I've done robes and dressing gowns.
Yeah.
They've put that as part of the category. So
they're watching
what I'm doing and they're adding to it, babe. So then I'm like, this is mad. Let me see who trademarked this.
Oh my God, why am I?
Babe, is it not her sister?
Huh?
Babe, she's from Nigeria. I don't know if it's a she or a he. It could be a name that's a she or a he.
Wait, I'm confused. What do you mean? It's the person that's trademarked it is from Nigeria.
Yes, and that's just upsetting to me.
Oh my God.
Their name, I don't even want to say their name on the pod, but it is public information. You could easily just find it. Their name and address, babe. They literally, if I wanted to go and knock on their door 20 minutes away, I can.
Yeah.
And the person is from Nigeria. And I think the thing that just upsets me about it is the intent.
Yeah.
It's just so
You've
evil.
gone out of your way to do that. It's they're trying to block your blessings from your business. Why do people do stuff like that? Because I've heard stories like this where they try, as soon as they see someone open a business and they haven't, say you don't trademark it, they trademark it and then So what does this mean for you now then?
So it means for me, well, obviously for them, they don't really, I personally don't feel like they have a case. I called my lawyer, I don't feel like they have a case because obviously they've trademarked it in 2023 and they haven't actually done anything with the name.
Yeah.
And I obviously have already got a website. I've got the registered company. I've got, I think you even have to show that goodwill in terms of you've got customers that are already buying it. So I have to just basically my lawyer's going to deal with it. He thinks that she's not going to, or I need to stop saying she, but the name looks like a girl's name. So I don't want to say that it's a girl if it's not a girl. But he's going to just write her a letter because we've got a lot of evidence of the goodwill on my part when it comes to Can Be Skin. So it's just like, what is your intention with this? So, and there is something that you can prove if they've done it in bad faith, where it's like, you clearly just registered this after you've seen someone 100%. Else have it.
That's so weird.
I doubt they will have anything to prove within the time period that they was working on Can Be Skin before June 2023. So it's like,
wow, that must have been really stressful for you. You know, when you just wake up and you're just like, what the heck is this on top of everything?
Babe, and it's like, I have to, and I feel like I'm not even worried about the name and stuff because I know I'm going to get it back in terms of trademarking it, but it's just the fact of, I've literally just ended one legal case. You know, when you're just already going through all so much BS behind the scenes, and then it's like, oh my gosh, I need to pay for a lawyer again for this. And I know it's my bad and I should have trademarked it, but because I was trading, my trading and company name was the same thing. So I just kind of thought, you would really have to be, and I don't have ops. Like, you know, sometimes you have ops where people are arguing with you and you just kind of feel like there's some people that walk with life feeling like evil eye. I have to be cautious. I don't walk around life like that because I genuinely don't have anyone out to get me with nothing like that. So when I saw that, babe, I just thought, babe, I just feel like, you know, when you just kind of feel like people just don't want the best for you, I just feel like people don't want to support me. And I feel like, you know how like, obviously we talk and how we feel already. And sometimes you just think, oh, it's just in your head. People don't really want to support you, whatever. But to see some physical evidence there's literally no motive, just out of the fact of, I don't know if people think I'm Kylie Jenner or Kim Kardashian, that once you start a business that it's gonna, it's gonna be $1 million. So they're thinking, oh, let me wait on the sidelines. Once it blows off, then maybe I'll tell her to buy the trademark off me.
It's mad. It's so evil. Like, literally, they don't know the blood, sweat and tears that goes into it. And then for you to be doing something so conniving, I'm actually trying to make it out.
Babe,
you know what I mean?
I'm actually trying to make it out. And it's like, I don't have no investment. All the money is from my own pocket. I am a first child. So it's like, where I've decided, okay, I'm going to focus on Can Be Skin. Like, if my parents or anything to do with my family ask me for anything, I've like budgeted money away now that I can't really support my family in the way that I was before, because now I'm focusing on another passion, and they're like, they get it and stuff. But when you just have things just always knocking you down, and it's like scam after scam, this, it doesn't feel like, I just want business issues. Like, I want to focus on getting sales, or maybe this market, why is people not buying this or that? But it's like, from when I just launched at the start, boom, scam. Like, took a year out to just like try again. And then someone comes and trademarks my company. It's just like, can you give me a break? Like, the money I'm using isn't like, I don't come from a family of money. I don't have investment. Babe, it makes me so angry. And babe, it doesn't even, and also, first of all, I was thinking, even when I was talking to my lawyer, he was like, oh, maybe, oh, no, my friend, they were like, oh, maybe they didn't know, and like, they genuinely wanted to like start, like, it's something they want to start. First of all, I think that's cap. Especially when it's so specific to do with skincare. Like,
and it's a time frame as well. Like, it's too close together.
Babe, it's too close together. So obviously now I'm on this track. I'm thinking, who's this person? Check, what other trademarks do they have? Have they not gone and trademarked another person's brand?
No.
And is it not a brand that I'm really good friends with the guy? So at first when I saw it, babe, I thought, is someone in his team trying to be funny? Because maybe it's someone in his camp. So I babe, this is all like 6 a.m. I call him straight away, because obviously I'm not even thinking about timing. He's like, Adeola, 6:30, bruh. I'm like, do you know the name? He's like, nah, is this some type of prank? Because obviously I've done pranks on him before. Is this kind of prank, like I'm going back to sleep? I just sent him the screenshot of his name, of the brand name as well, and the person that owns his trademark.
Oh my God.
He called me straight away. He was like, huh? But for him, he's actually got a trademark in process. So I think she's got some time to basically say well, the original person for this trademark is saying that they want the trademark, but it just goes to show that this person's intention was never to start a business or to a brand. You're seeing brands and that are just on a startup and thinking, oh, have they trademarked it? Let me trademark it. You don't even have so what is your plan? To get money off it or to sell under that brand as well? It's just crazy to me.
I can't believe that.
Babe.
I don't know. I just like, no matter, it's so frustrating when you're really trying. Babe. You're trying and it's like back-to-back things.
Back-to-back things, like genuinely. When so I was talking to the lawyer and he was like, oh, he doesn't feel like it would go all the way to court, especially if she's not doing anything with the brand, because it's like, are you also going to invest in a lawyer to back a brand that you've done nothing with and have no evidence to show for it? So is she really gonna? Are they really going to do that? He thinks it's not going to go to court, that once he writes the letter to say that we're actually going to take steps and this is the evidence we have, that he feels like she will just surrender because I've just got way too much evidence to prove. But babe, I said, how much would it be if it does go to court? He's saying 5K. Babe, and also after I've just paid all that money for the other case, for the other people to be bankrupt, it's just like, I'm really like...
Business is not hard. It's not easy, and it's not for the faint-hearted. It's like,
babe,
I can really understand how you feel,
especially because I've done back to back and all the stuff behind the scenes that I've been doing. Like, obviously I haven't put it out there yet, and I just think maybe is it because I'm not open with behind the scenes that people think that it's all rosy and dozy. They see me as a victim to like where I make mistakes. They're just ready to jump on it, and it's like no one's trying to come across as established business. If you clearly follow the brand, you'll know that I'm a startup. So I just don't really understand. There's no investor. Like, I'm a black woman as well. It's already hard trying to be inside a beauty industry. So it's just like, and then my own community are doing crazy stuff like that. You
just think, what is the point?
What is the point?
What is the actual point? I understand.
What is the point?
I truly believe that, like, when things come, back to back, like, you're pouring so much into your brand. Like, I would never want this to discourage you. I know it feels like hell. Do you know what I mean? But you're so good at what you do, and you've got the passion. You're so talented with it as well. It's just sometimes all these things come in the way. But I think it shows that that's how business is. You just have to keep going.
You have to
how many times I wish they could keep
going. But babe, sometimes it's just like, break.
I know.
But I do feel like I have been having, obviously now the flip side of things, I have been having the urge to kind of like just speak out more about my mistakes. Like, and I think it's a thing where, like, I don't know if it's an ego thing where you kind of don't want people to look at you and be like, oh my God, is her brand struggling? Is her business struggling? And like, even moments where I go through certain things and I'm like, oh my gosh, I really just want to ask someone, like, how did you find this or like, or even when it's someone that's like doing really well, sometimes I'm just like, oh, can you even relate to the kind of struggles that I'm going through? And I just think, do you know what? Like, I wouldn't, obviously now I'm going through like hard times with my business, but if I saw another person going through hard times with their business and just kind of speaking out about it and just seeing them going, or even just a place where I could write a comment like, oh my gosh, like that's something similar happened to me. So I'm just like, do you know what? Maybe like it's a thing for all these stories that are happening to me out of nowhere. Maybe it is for me to share it while it's that, while things are low, because it's like sometimes success stories don't hit the same when they're already successful. No one's really trying to listen as much. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I just need to document all my mistakes and start a little series where I made a mistake so you don't have to.
I like that.
Oh,
see, dropping it. I like that. Because I feel like people like to know where they can need help. Like, you know what I mean? You see someone doing it before you, and it's just, business is hard. You know what I mean? And I feel like sometimes you see the stories where, so, like, you launch and then it just becomes successful straight away. Like, it's just like this snowball of just like amazing things back to back. But it's like, I want to get that, but it's like every time I get to one door, it's like I'm pushed.
I haven't had the chance to properly just launch a product without any like headache and just work on the product.
So it's coming, and obviously it's like sometimes these things need to happen where it's like when you are your multi-millionaire self, these things that happen will be happening so low down that you wouldn't even know because you got such a sick team that can just cover it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
See it like that.
That's how I'm trying to see it. Like if I had actually relaunched with like, let's say the product that I'm trying to develop that's not yet on the market, and then you want to come up and say, I own your trademark.
Exactly.
Babe, that would.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I don't know, babe. I just kind of feel very, I will say, lonely in terms of support.
Yeah.
I just feel like I really feel like evil eye now. Now I feel like I need to be extra cautious of just.
Yeah.
I think it's a thing where sometimes you feel like you know what your enemies look like, but you actually don't. And that's what's really scary. Yeah. So now I'm even just little things like just things that it's like, oh yeah, come do this, and maybe you wouldn't have a contract in place because it's so minor. Now I'm just like, what about if you have, I don't know what your intentions are now. What about if you're just coming to do this and you're trying to find a loophole?
Yeah.
Now I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's literally like that cutthroat is not, it's business, not personal. Like everything now moving forward, you've just realised people are that wicked. People do that. Now it's always business forward now. Like
100%.
You know what I mean? It's not personal. It's business.
Not personal.
I've got to do these things now because you have to protect your business. Because clearly there's people that are so watchy and evil.
So watchy.
That's really irritated me.
Babe, it's scary. But yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. Like, babe, that was like, do you remember when someone kept reporting me if I didn't have the ad?
Did you ever speak about that?
No.
Babe, not. And
people are
now, babe,
mad, like,
honestly, anything I get, babe, I'm just going to speak about it. Even like industry stuff that I feel like people can learn from, because there's so much that happens behind the scenes as well that people don't know. And I feel like they look at us like, oh, this or that. And maybe people will have more grace when they really know behind the scenes and stuff, because it's like, I don't know what you lot think if you thought you hit a lick with that trademark, but literally I haven't made no money from Couldn't Be Skin. Even me still trading while I haven't officially relaunched. People buying now I'm literally just keeping the website open for the customers that are my repeat customers. Like there's people that buy it every month without fail, and I just feel like even though I'm trying to relaunch, I still want to keep my site open for them. Yeah. It's not like it's a money grab thing for me where I'm like, do you know what, let me just close it. I'm still paying to keep my website open, still paying to have things running for so my customers have access to it. Yeah. So it's not a money grab thing for me. Like all the investments that I'm doing, everything that I've done for Kumbi is literally been, I've made no money from it and I'm still investing in it. Yeah. So for people to just be so evil eye and just watching me and just do conniving, I just need to get prayed up. That's just how I see it. Like I really need to have my bits about me. And every time I think that, oh, maybe I shouldn't really think about that yet because I'm not a big business and I don't need to worry about that yet because I'm not a big business, I just feel like I need to start kind of like acting like I am, because clearly there's people on the outside that have no clue to what's going on inside. Yeah. Think probably, I don't know, I'm a big business and they're attacking me like a big business rather than like, babe, like there's nothing here. Yeah. So I think now I just need to stop seeing myself as like a small timer, whatever, and anything that comes into my head that just might cause a problem, let me just try and handle it. But of course with that comes money as well, so you do know what I mean.
You're there, you're working, and it's like you're taking so much time to get work to now invest it into something that you're passionate about, and then for people to try and just like ruin it, it's like, guys, babe, it's like a cycle. Like
it's a cycle. Now I've got an IPO specified lawyer working on all that stuff, and now he's like looking at other things that I probably would need to trademark later on once we get through this case. But it's just like a girl wants to just breathe. But now that I've got that off my chest, I feel fine. No, I don't, but you know, we move.
It will get better. Like honestly, that girl, I don't, like you said, I do not think she's gonna have a strong case, because clearly it's like ill intent what she done. Yeah, well, we're saying what they done.
Yeah, what they done.
So I'm sorry that's happened,
babe. Honestly,
but you still gonna continue.
Yeah, I'm still gonna continue as normal, and we'll just see what happens. But I'm definitely gonna speak more on like my platforms. Yeah, just about all this stuff that I face.
And you never know who you're going to inspire as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can build this whole new wave and community. Sometimes when life hands you lemon, all you can do is just make lemonade.
Yeah, 100%. Because even like, babe, sometimes when I just look at like, even maybe influencers, or I guess I'm an influencer that starts a brand. And then when you look at the white demographic, babe, all of them skyrocketed, doing well. Babe, you can probably name at least 5 white influencer like turn 2 brands that are doing so well, and they have their community, and there's just more of them coming. And I just feel like within our community, obviously, like we have Crepes and Conan who have their business, Nala's Baby, that's really established, that's doing well. But we have Topicals as well, that's black owned. But I just feel like in the black Topicals is not even an influencer. Let me even take that back.
Yeah.
But in terms of like someone trying to do that as an influencer, we don't have anyone. Like we don't have, let me not say we don't have anyone, but in terms of reaching the levels that the white founders are, there isn't. And then just to see like, it's you lot as well that are doing sneaky things behind my back. It's just like, why can't we just as a community just grow? And obviously we are going to make mistakes along the way. I'm not saying that I'm not in the wrong and I can do things better, but listen, I don't have parents that are into business. I don't have an uncle and auntie that, you know how some people have that family set up where you have that type of access.
And don't you feel like, you know how obviously Nala's Baby started, they have such a strong community, the boys within, like whether it's
the entertainment and stuff as well.
Do you know what I mean? Because Sidemen, they're all collab, and it's just like they're building such generational things. And sometimes with the girls, it's really not like that.
It's
like,
not like
and
that.
And it's just like, it's so, the sisterhood, I would say.
It's not there.
To those levels where let's all actually work together. Because even with making it, like trying to do something, babe, like it was hell. Like, I'm just thinking,
and that was such a good concept,
you're investing so much money, you're trying to get to the point where you can pay them and stuff like that, and it's like, let's do it together. But the boys, mate, they're just I don't know what it is, why can't, it's so irritating, but you try, and then it's like it's draining, and it'd be like people within the community that aren't the ones that are trying to help. And
I know there are founders that are, and like there's Kai Collective, she's also started like talking more about her journey and building her personal brand. But I guess I feel like there's a lot of fashion brands that you see, but in terms of like the beauty world, I don't really see much, or maybe I'm not aware and I don't know of anyone that could like, I could just ask for advice or help her, or have you had this problem or struggle? So I literally just feel like
it's so crazy because
alone.
There are obviously in the beauty space, but someone that really surprisingly was so helpful was Holly Boone. Like, I know it's a completely different, but it was crazy to me that when I was going through my Mima stuff, I felt like there was no one I can talk to about it. Like, I was so stressed out. She was really nice. I just messaged her. So, baby, if there is someone that you could think, do it. Because when I spoke to Holly, like, she was so kind, she was so supportive, and it was just so nice. And like you said, but where is that within our community?
That's
doesn't feel like there is
like
that. So it's like, how do you ask? But do you know what? Like, you know like you went to that you went to this is it Killentar? I know it's completely different. But you love her clothing.
Yeah, she was nice.
And you never know. Like, sometimes maybe we're not as, maybe it is a pride thing and an ego thing. Maybe we don't think that, oh, we can go out and ask for help, because maybe we feel like by where we are now, we should know everything should be known to us, but it's like, no,
it's not. So maybe I need to ask people, but sometimes I don't even know what I'm asking help for.
Just help me.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but
some guys, basically, whoever's out there trying to ish on my sister, stop, man.
Stop.
We're just about surviving. Like, stop.
Like, just stop, man. Please. Like, a girl can only take so much and be positive about so much. But obviously, I'm still gonna keep going. Whatever. But babe,
I really admire you talking about this. Like, it's strength. It takes a lot of strength, and it's not even that deep. It's just showing people that, listen, I'm human, I'm trying. Like, I need support. Like, we're one community.
Yeah, man. But anyways, how's your week been? There's other like, this wasn't even something that I wanted to talk about this morning. Like, I've been excited for the pod to talk about other stuff, because I feel like the tea online has been crazy.
God, yes, that's true. So
well, not tea online has been crazy, but babe, it's just been blowing up.
Yeah,
it's been got like Inside.
Oh, yeah.
Inside happened. That was a whole drama. you don't really get into the stuff with Tootsie Time and Diana and Ahmet and that stuff.
No, but I have started like watching her stuff a bit. Like the last video she talked in it. So anyways, but maybe what do you want to talk about? Let's go into it because now I'm excited.
Should we start with Diana and Ahmet first?
Yeah, I think you should introduce them because I'm like anyone that probably doesn't know. This is for us to sit back and just listen to the tea.
Oh my God. I have not. So I need to really think about. Oh my God. I even put notes on my phone. Hold on. I love this. Babe, just to make sure I hit. It's not even note. It's my advice to her. I had a whole thing of advice to her because, babe, I hate seeing women go through stuff like this. So if you don't know, Diana, formerly known as Tootsie Time, when I first was introduced to her YouTube, she was known as Tootsie Time, very popular YouTube channel with her ex-husband, Ahmet. We first got introduced to them on Don't Tell the Bride, where they got married, and then they done a couples channel, very, very popular. Obviously, I think last year or just over a year ago, she dropped a series on her YouTube talking about the breakdown of her marriage and what had happened. If you listen to our old podcast, Pressed, you would know that I had her come in as a guest and she was just talking about her relationship and just giving advice. And it was just a really sad situation with the breakdown of their marriage. That series is still on YouTube. So if you want to know more about it, cool. It's there. Fast forward a year later, they are divorced now, and Diana uploads a YouTube video. It must have been this month sometime. And I'm not gonna lie, I hold my hands up, babe. When I saw that video, I said, "Girl, please." Mm-hmm. It's a year later. Yeah. You're divorced. Why are you still going on? Move on. Like, just stop talking about this man. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That was my initial thought. Anyway, I initially sat down for the tea. Yeah. Sat down, watched this video, and my mouth was open. And I just in my head, I just took it back and I just thought, I actually know why she would do this video and why it would be something that's still in her mouth, because I have never seen a situation like that. So just to give you a quick update, so years Diana was getting trolled, and I remember even when I would watch her YouTube video, she would always be talking about trolls. They'll come for her looks, talk about her relationship, talk about her man, that he's too good looking for her. So she was getting trolls. Turns out the troll that she was getting trolled for over 8 years was her husband, her ex-husband at that. And this man, her ex-husband, has now married the woman that he was cheating on her with, that was also using those narratives to troll her year on year on year. So yeah, he's now married this woman, and that woman also took part in trolling her. So the whole thing is just so conniving. Like, when they would have arguments, then that's when that fake account, the troll would pop up and just say things about her and her looks, comment. And then when she'd be confiding in her husband about her YouTube channel and how it's not doing well, and they would make plans for it to do well, because obviously people love a couples channel, he would agree to take part, and then all of a sudden he doesn't want to do it anymore. And like, she was just going through a lot mentally with her career as a YouTuber as well, which he contributed to, and then also contributed to trolling her. So yeah, that's what the story time is about. And babe, I've never seen anything so evil in my life. Like, the manipulation, the gaslighting. He's basically a full-on narcissist.
Wait, this morning, like, people are so evil.
Oh no, that was to do with this morning of the case. Cool. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on it before I give my thoughts?
So, I think that man is just an insecure, leeching kind of man that 100%. Isn't man enough to strive for himself. Mm-hmm. I think he was leeching onto her, and I think we have this pattern with stuff like that, especially with YouTube couples. Mm-hmm. When the girl is the one that is the hard worker, she's putting you on, she's blah blah blah. What shocks me the most out of everything, which I felt was a bit too much, was the fact that who am I living with? That's what it gives. How is it, my insecurities, me, like, we're married, right? Yeah. And I'm seeing all this crazy stuff about myself. And when you keep taking something in, you're thinking, you start to believe it. So you're adding to my mental health.
Yes.
And then for me to be sharing the same bed as you, and I was the one paying for everything because she was paying, like being supportive. Because you lot be saying, "Oh, build a king," and when you build the king, what happens? This situation happens, and I just think is that what hurts me. Like, you are married. There was a lot of stuff as well. How she was saying he didn't even. He got the baby with her. He got with her before they'd even divorced. Oh, so yeah. So you can't even respect the vows to even divorce.
Finalize the divorce.
So overall, babe, he's one of the worst. That's one of the worst situations. I think it's disgusting and it's scary. That's the only way to describe it. It's scary.
And it's scary. But I do want to say though, Diana, I think. Oh, babe, I just want her to, I just want her to win.
Level up.
I want her to level up and I want her to win. And especially when you're in that mind frame where, like, just because he's, I don't know, done this to you, that doesn't have to be your final chapter.
Yeah, I agree.
Your career, or if you still want to do YouTube, it doesn't need to be around him. And I feel like she doesn't even understand her power. And I feel like women, sometimes when you're in a bad situation, you don't understand your power. I feel like a woman that is got pain, I feel like that's a powerful woman. And it depends how you channel that pain. If you want to like get revenge or if you want to expose, I kind of get that. But when you start channeling that power into like yourself and bossing up, no woman bosses up more than a woman that has a point to prove.
Yeah, like has gone through a
hard time. And I just think she just needs to be a lot more strategic. Yeah. I feel like she's thinking with her emotions, which I get because it's a sad situation and you probably do just want to expose him, but you need to think bigger than that.
Yeah.
Once you do that video, what video is coming next? The fact that you haven't even uploaded, like, you need to be getting this coin, and the fact you've got so many eyes on you and a community that is sat ready to support you because we know what you've gone through and the man has done that much. So for you not to be utilizing this and doing all this women empowerment stuff. Let me even get my phone out. So watching her video, she is an amazing storyteller.
Yeah.
Like, you're telling a story and I'm sat listening the whole way. Like, I feel like she's got a very good skill in storytelling. So I feel like you should continue. I feel like you should do a healing series where you kind of just talk about how you're finding it healing, and also like healing doesn't also have to be pretty. Also taking accountability for things that you probably struggle with, like the insecurities that you have. Why do you think you took this man back so many times? And another thing she was doing in her video, that she was talking about how she kept on emphasizing on he said he would never do this, he said. And I get it, because I feel like that's obviously her first love. And I think when a woman hasn't gone through the trifling BS of fully now understanding, you can never trust a man's word. It's his actions. So just because he said he would never, but all his actions were showing you that he would. So I think there's a lot of just learn about yourself again and like what triggers those insecurities. Is it a thing about fear of being alone? Do you feel like you need to attach to someone? And I feel like loads of women, especially because you've been married, a lot of women that are in that situation, been in that situation, will want to see that journey, especially because the story of your breakdown is so raw and on YouTube. So I think you should do a healing series on YouTube. Healing after being married to a narcissist. Forget about exposing. I think you need to lead with, you need to have another motive. You seem like you're leading with a lot of vengeance. I think you need to leave with love, like turn that power, like that pain into something else, to educate girls. You don't want another girl, imagine another girl that supports you going through that. You don't want them to go through that. So I feel like she can, sorry, am I doing too much?
No, babe, I'm really enjoying it. Like, this is a very passionate episode for you. Like,
really? Because I just want girls to boss up.
Come on.
I feel like you could do a healing series. And with that, behind the scenes, you've got numbers behind this story. I feel like it would make a really good documentary about like narcissist behavior, people that are stuck in marriages that they feel like they can't get out of. Even if you have conversations with broadcasters behind, set up meetings, but while you're doing that, build that community on your YouTube channel. and your TikTok. I'm sorry. Yeah. Why the F did I get married? This story is why are you not clipping this up on TikTok?
Because you can make that money back. You can within the first episode.
Money back. Monetize off TikTok. Do clips. People are going to comment on that, and then you can reply. Keep them updated. Build that community. I'm sorry. Why am I seeing other people clipping your stuff more than you?
Yeah.
You are your power. Like, literally motivate these women, educate them. What are the signs of a narcissist? What are you doing next? Oh my God, please, Diana, you have, like, she could be a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
So I see you doing a documentary. I think you should do a pitch deck. That when you're telling this story, you have an audience there. Do a pitch. The views you get, the comments you get, your engagement skyrockets when you do this. Channel 4.0, no, what's it called? Story Untold, Channel 4, they're always looking for new documentaries. Girl, if you want an email, hit me up. I will send you the email. But I feel like she also needs a manager because I don't feel like she has the capability of doing all of this herself, just by judging what on the outside on how you've handled things before. So, girl, do all of that, please. And you need to get some better friends as well. I feel like you need to surround yourself with women that are also go-getters. If you're around people that are not doing too much and you're the only one that wants good for yourself, it's hard to get yourself out of that cycle. You need better friends that are gonna push you, tell you when you're doing something wrong, when you're doing too much, and when you're just not doing enough. If she was my friend, babe, if you've done a video like that and why am I waiting so long for another video? Like, you need to monetize off it. You're talking about, you want to get your money back if he's not going to pay this and that in this video. You need to start having a plan and a strategy for that, girl, because you have so much power. So many people and women want to support you. So just kind of like do a lot more with that attention. And there's such a big message behind that will help a lot of women. So, yeah. That is just my 2 pence on that, babe. Sorry, because when I was watching that, babe, it was irking me, and I hate, like, especially when you just kind of feel like sleeping with the devil, like they're taken from you.
Yeah,
like
you poured your life.
Your like, you might feel like that was your peak, and it's not your peak.
Yeah,
that doesn't have. There's so much more chapters of your life, and your story isn't over. So don't act like it is.
Oh, that's really sweet of you, man. I hope you see, Dana. I hope you see this.
I hope you. And you don't take it personal. It's all of a place from love. But yeah, I feel like I've ranted enough. My mouth is even getting dry. So, girl.
I'm loving this though, babe. I feel like there's a new energy in the room and I'm just go off. I'm here for it.
Thanks, babe. I just want everyone to just, like, life is hard, innit? Yeah. So I just honestly want everyone to do well that deserves it.
Yeah.
And when you're genuine, I hate when people are genuine and then you just get bad energy.
Yeah. But what happens if you are genuine but you go on the show and you get hate?
So now we're talking about inside.
Yes.
I have a lot to say, babe. You start with that though.
Cool. So you guys probably have seen on socials that Inside has finished now. It was an amazing series on Netflix. This is technically series 2. Mm-hmm. Series 1, they'd done it just on YouTube and now it's on Netflix. And we had most of our favourites, Maya Mills, we had Mandy from the Sisters in the City podcast, we had Whitney from Love Island, we had DDG.
Oh, it was a good cast.
Yeah, it was a very good cast. And it's just like
a little bit.
Really? Would you?
I would have loved to have babe. I would have had a field day
with that one. Yeah, not with that one, but like in
general. Yeah.
So it was and PK Humble. So there was a lot of like UK representation. So speaking of representation, we had our queen. I would say Whitney. And after the show, obviously they've recorded, and now all the clips are coming out, and you can obviously watch on Netflix. So what's been going down is that people have not been happy with Whitney just because they finding her behaviour a little bit uncomfortable, bullyish, and they're not really effing with her character. Mm-hmm. So there's been a lot of mixed reactions to it. Some people saying like chill out, it's not that deep, but where it's gotten too far is now we're getting to the racial slurs and racial hate. And it's like, my opinion with all of it is that I haven't actually watched it, I'm not gonna lie. You've watched it, so I'm gonna say based off my clips, yeah, it does look a bit mad. Like, I think the clip that stood out to me was the Patrice clip. That was the one that I was thinking, whoa, I get it does look mad, just because it's the laughing, it's the sniggering. And I think what I'm understanding is sometimes I feel like maybe Whitney just doesn't understand how to read the room. Someone's not intentionally going out their way, but when you're just so like immersing yourself, you don't can't actually understand, like, oh, he's actually trying to tell a story. His accent might be funny, but everyone in the room is not laughing. Everyone in the room is not bantering at that. It's just you. I don't think she knows how to take a step back and just realize, oh, this isn't the time and place. But the racist stuff, people need to calm down with that. I think nothing's wrong with holding someone accountable. We know what happens with the job we're in, especially when you're in a space where, you know, I'm going on a show now for a week. It's not a 10-minute edit of me that is focused on a different side of my life. It's actually all about my personality. And unfortunately, on those kind of shows, the good, the bad, and the ugly is going to get shown. And if your bad side irks a lot of people, they're going to talk about it. But where I think we need to all calm down and draw the line is the racial slurs. And also, I would like to say, if you're talking about character and like someone doing a bit too much, I feel like PK's also has that kind of character. And I feel like when you compare to guys and girls get more hate on those 100%. Kind of shows. So that's kind of based off the fact I haven't watched it. So you've watched it. So
I've watched the whole thing and seen the clips. And I can understand how the clips could be perceived. But I think also I'm a bit biased because obviously I know Whitney and I've been around her, and I kind of share a similar, like, I feel like me and Whitney kind of have this same thing where we're misunderstood. I feel like because we're so confident and we speak confidently and we can say what's on our mind, it can also come across a bit misunderstood. So I feel like Whitney's intentions isn't to purely like, oh, I want to make this person feel uncomfortable, or I want to make this person... I feel like you said, I feel like she just genuinely hasn't read the room. And sometimes she is more like, her whole moral, you could tell she's someone that wants to tell the truth. I'm straightforward. I'm going to say what it is. So some things might come across to other people that are not used to that, why did she have to say that? But for Whitney, it's just like, I'd rather be honest. Like, you hear it from the horse's mouth. I'm not going to hide anything. So yeah, that's what I said. And sometimes, obviously watching it, some things I watched, I just thought, Whitney, like, it's still a game. You really didn't need to say that. You could have, there was, like, I think one girl was leaving and she said, I'm not going to lie, I voted for you. And I just thought, Whitney, you didn't need to say that. But obviously that's just her, like, that's just kind of like her character in terms of she just wants to be honest. She doesn't want to be fake. And sometimes that kind of, I think, can come across a bit intimidating to people. But the clip with Patrice, that did look very like, I think he's an elder, he's got an accent, obviously where we're from. And
yes, I think it's just what I didn't realize, because obviously I hadn't watched it, that Patrice guy was such a legend. Like, guys, I remember him well. So I think there's an element of like, is a level, the respect of who he is first as well, to like, he's a bit older and he's trying to explain a story. So I think that's the thing where people are like, is a lack of respect. And obviously when you don't respect someone that's trying to, it's like seen as not nice. You get
So I'm not going to act as if like some clips didn't put her in a bad light in terms of maybe her character. Now, talking about the shows, I just want to say, if no one is, if Patrice hasn't come out and said, I'm so upset, I don't feel like there's no need for anyone to be on anyone's neck. At the end of the day, it's a show. And oh my days, the way people act up for shows, like, people will do things just to know that they can have content outside the house. Like, some people are so strategic like that. And obviously, when I've gone on Locked In, I remember this didn't even get aired, but there was a situation and I just thought, you could just tell. And then even when we had a conversation, they were like, they know what they have to do. You kind of have to play the game to get camera time. Even the producers, there's the characters they want for each person. They don't want... The reason why they're all in the house for, like, to get that is to have these kind of dramas. So they've actually made a very good show, regardless of maybe you don't like her character or whatever, but she was good for the show. She was entertaining, and just keep it as entertaining and keep it moving. All the extra stuff like the racial slurs and coming, she hasn't done anything that deep that deserves any kind of bullying.
I agree.
It's a show, like, and she made a very good show.
It's like the internet always takes it too far. You get to a point where it's like, okay, this is what's happened. Okay, I agree, I disagree, I see where you come from. And then it gets to a point where it's like, okay, where's the hate needs to be to that level? Because what really saddens me is that, like, why does that always happen, like, in the UK when it comes to us? Like, even from footballers, like, remember when Saka missed a goal and then straight away is the racial slur? It's like, must you always racial slur? Like, you can cuss us out, it's fine. Like
Whitney's not my kind of person.
Leave it as whatever, leave it as that. But then to just do all of that is like, it makes us think, the UK, you guys are actually racist. And
and also when people say, oh yeah, there's this narrative of, you know, being the black girl being aggressive, or when they come on these shows being, and it's like, but what about if a black girl wants to go on a show and play the villain?
Yeah,
like it's a show at the end of the day.
Me and my friend had this conversation, and my friend was just like, how no, like with this situation everyone loves a villain, and I said no, it's harder to be a black villain than it is to be a white villain, because you gave, the only example she gave was a white girl, and I said no, it's different. Like, you can't like, so for example, right, you know that whole situation with like Faye and Teddy, like that was something that for me I didn't like watching that, and I thought that was so aggressive. Yes, she got the Ofcom, but there isn't anything past the Ofcom complaints. Do you know what I mean? That would make her feel like, wow, everyone hates me because I'm black or because I'm white. Do you get? Not just based on my character, is okay, now it's because of my skin color. Like, so that's why it's really frustrating to us to see, because it's like, no one's saying you can't hold her accountable. Be honest, like, do you know what I mean? But to get to that level, there isn't, like, I feel like we're the only race that gets that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to watch, and especially when it's your sister. Yeah. And it's like,
listen,
what do you do?
And I just feel like, I'm just so over, like, oh yeah, you know how you lot shouldn't go on, like, we should be mindful when we go on these shows. But yeah, if I'm going on a show, I might not want to play the nice, I might want to play the villain.
And also, why must I have to restrict my full self? The whole point of me going on a show is for me to be myself
and play a game.
Why now I have to restrict myself? It's such a hard battle with that one. It's like, you have to play it hard. Like,
yeah, it's like, okay, let me just not play the mean girl or the villain because it's already going to cause me too much drama. You know what I mean? It's not even playing field. As a black woman, they want you to be the nicey girl, like, just play your part. You know how it is when you're black, when you go on these shows, like, don't do too much. Why should we not do too much? If I want to do too much, I should be able to do too much.
America's not like that. I feel like, it's so hard. Like,
but yeah, I just feel like at the end of the day, like, the producers would love it. The sidemen would love it. Like, for them, it's created a show. Do you know what I mean? The only people that are upset are the people that they're not getting any money from it, apart from being regular consumers and engaging in the content. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, like, all of this, like, even when you see people streaming and talking about it and making things, it's so mad, because in real life, babe, things could not even be an issue. But because the comments and stuff, people are like making comments and stuff, and then obviously there's content creators, they will now jump on that content to keep their name alive.
But this is what I've noticed. I feel like right now people are we are too consumed in thinking we must all comment on something. It's okay not to make content out of a situation because you think it's going to get your video viral, because let's be so for real, a lot of people do that. We've seen it from all the other like stuff on TikTok that's gone viral, the issues. People just want the content, and it's like, you're not even adding, like, you know that ones, if there's a situation, there's no purpose. Are you trying to help Whitney? Yeah. Like, do you get much? If it's that deep, are you like, no, Whitney, like, I'm reaching out to you because I genuinely feel like the way you behave is like this. If it's not that, why are you now piling onto something where she's probably like going on TV or going on anything like on something that you have no control over is hard. Yeah, because of course you're not going to be perfect, but you're hoping, like, with any situation, your best version of yourself is always portrayed to people. So when your not best version isn't portrayed, and now you're adding racial slurs, it's too much. Like,
I don't necessarily agree with, like, obviously every clip of Whitney, but I feel like she should be able to play the villain without having racial slurs or being dogpiled on for her character. I'm sorry, like, what's her name? Tiffany, what's her name?
Pollard.
New York.
Pollard, Tiffany
Pollard, she can, and obviously she's American and her character isn't really the best. Gemma Collins, her character isn't really there's so many names where, like, it's that it's just, do you know what I mean? Sometimes it makes you iconic, and if you're not really like her, it's not like she's full on bullied someone. Do you know what I mean? She might have said a few things that it's like, oh, Whitney, but it's freaking reality TV. That's what makes reality TV good and makes a show. And why should black women have to hold themselves back? So guys, we're gonna move on to the theme of the week, which is, when did you deep you are living in your answered prayers? You know, producers are on our back and they want us to move on swiftly. So babe, would you like to read that first?
Yes, I would love to. I was sat on a picnic blanket celebrating my 1-year anniversary of marriage to my high school crush, reminiscing the past year. Graduated as top of my class from med school. That place nearly took me out. Had the cutest intimate wedding and perfect honeymoon in Dubai. Looked across the picnic blanket and saw my husband stopping our beautiful 6-month-old son from eating grass. I chuckled and realised God really did answer all my prayers. How blessed am I? That was really nice.
That was
you know
so
when you really
cute.
deep, like I've had a moment like this, but this is making me so warm inside.
Yeah.
Because I get how she's feeling.
Yeah.
Like when you think
you
about
sit back
and deep what life means.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah.
Love. And where else are you gonna find love? Like nature, like you're on a beach, the sunset. Something that God created. You're
with
there
the people you love.
With the people you love. You just you're like
Family.
your person. Like how did me and you create you? And babe, that's all that matters. Like, girl, I love
you relate.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
I feel like it's nice. I feel like anyone that like to sit back and feel like genuine like
happiness.
Yeah. And this is my person, and you feel safe, because there's a lot of trifling dogs that just pretend to be your person and they're not.
But babe, I feel like I feel like you've had a moment like this, like, like there's moments like this in every area of your life, like even apartment living. Sometimes you're
definitely.
There was this period where I thought, you know what, I'm good. Like I came to your house. I think we must have come back from a night out. Yeah. We had the dogs. Yeah. We cooked HelloFresh.
We did.
Looking at the balcony and watching like our YouTube.
Yeah.
Just like, do you know what? This is like girlhood to the core. I just like, this is life. I'm
not
happy.
Going to live though. Yeah, that is a fact, because even just sometimes like, babe, just if I'm at yours or if you're at mine, and we got the wine and like you've got the food, and I just think, do you know what? Like the chances of me having this life was so against me, and I think sometimes when you're in it, you think, oh yeah, it's normal. But when you deep where you've come from, you're where like your family, your generation, and the generation that you've just started and you're creating, it's like, wow. Do you know what? Yeah. Hell yeah.
The simple things.
Okay.
On to the next one.
Living in previous prayer too. Why did I say previous prayer? Sorry, that's what it says. Hey, to the most beautiful girls ever. Oh, thank you. Absolutely love this pod. Feels like I'm giggling with my girlies every time I tune in. This prompt was definitely for me, as when I deeped I was living in an answered prayer was literally the other day. Slight content warning here, mental health issues. When I was younger, I used to struggle with my mental health like crazy. I would wake up mid-sleep having panic attacks, cold sweats, paranoia, and insane anxiety. I would pray day and night for God to either fix me or honestly just take me. I would beg my parents to take me out of school because I couldn't handle my mental health. I wasn't getting bullied or anything. The thought of going to school was a burden. As a result of my turbulent mental health, I developed a hair-pulling disorder called trichotillomania. For me, it affects my eyelashes and eyebrows, which was a coping mechanism for my anxiety and paranoia. For years, I prayed, cried, and begged God to take these feelings away. The other day, as I sat in my campus fellowship in university, I realized how far God has brought me. I no longer struggle with these turbulent emotions and mental health issues. God heard my cry. It was actually during a time where I was stressing about a cake order. I have a catering business. That God reminded me again of the change and trajectory of my prayers. I was once praying for him to solve my mental health issues, and now my biggest prayer was for him to help me finish a cake on time. Ain't he good? Though I still pull my lashes from time to time as a habit, it no longer is a coping mechanism for the emotions I once experienced. Just a mere habit, as I have been doing it for years. Thank you for letting me share my testimony. If not for God, I wouldn't even have anything to share. Have a blessed day, ladies, and keep smiling.
Oh, this is really making me fuzzy.
Babe,
You know, when it's like, one thing about God, guys, might have a little section, is that he's always going to take you out of it. Like, he really just wants you to have that faith. And I think something like mental health can be so lonely, because it's you and your own thoughts, you and your own emotions. And then to come out of that, knowing that, right, I was scared about what was going on in my head, and now I'm like,
trying to just finish this cake.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm really happy to hear that for her, man.
Yeah, that's a really nice testimony, And I think sometimes, Well, sorry.
Bubbles.
Yeah, it's good to just have these moments because sometimes you don't actually realize the prayers that you were praying for before because you're on to the next prayer. Yeah. Every time you're on to the next prayer, you don't have time unless it's like something instant where it's like, God, I'm praying for this job, and then you get the job and then you're thankful. But sometimes where it's like a life change or like a path or a journey or something that's more long term, you don't even realize that, oh my God, I was actually praying for this and then my prayers changed and now I'm not even praying for that anymore.
Yeah. That's why it's important to just really embrace those wins with God. When 100%. He really does bless you, you got to be like, wow, like you did it. And it's always at the right time as well.
100%.
You know, sometimes you think you're going through that's what I'm trying to say, babe. You're going through the depths, like the showery depths of like whatever. God's light is right at the end, just keep going.
Yeah. And do you know what's so crazy? Not to get into like religion and stuff, but like even when like, you know, when you listen to the stories in the Bible or you hear of the stories in the Bible and stuff, like, or even like the devil sending someone to do something to someone, babe, like in my head, I always used to think of those people as like, I feel like I would be able to see a witch and know a witch, or see a devil and know a devil because they would look a certain way, or an angel would look a certain way. But like, I feel like I'm at a place now where I'm just kind of like, do you know what? Like, an angel is not going to look like an angel, Adeola. A destiny helper that can help you on your right path isn't going to look like an angel. It could be, babe, it could be you. It could be like my mom. It could be like a random person on the street. And I think it's just understanding and adapting all of that to my life. Like, even like, babe, like, for example, to go back to Diana, I would say Ahmed is the devil. And like sometimes, no, 100%, he is the devil because that is somebody that has taken her off the course of her destiny. Yeah. And staying in a situation as well, this is just for girls as well, staying in a situation, I feel like that is a key example of, you know, like sometimes you might think, oh man, I can't do it. How worse can it get? Let me just stay with him. Yeah. And you don't know how worse it can get, and it can keep getting bad. And like staying in a situation that you know in your spirit isn't for you, actions keep showing time and time again isn't for you, it can take you off the course of your destiny. And that is just a path that, how long do you want to be on the path for the destiny that's not for you?
But that's why I always feel as well, like you it's literally about the Ahmed thing. I think like you can't rely, I think she was really confident on her own, but I feel like you can't actually ever just rely on a guy as your pinnacle, your pillar. I think that goes back to leave it with God.
Leave it with God.
Like one thing about God's always the same, past, present, future. He's never going to change, and he will never lie to you. But men, they will.
They will. Guys, so our producer, done a surprise one time, and I told her off for telling us the surprise beforehand. So now we've got this surprise. We don't know what it is, so we're just anxiously waiting. Oh my God, guys, I just feel like I just needed this today.
Hi Adeola, hi Mariam. My name is Ludwine. I'm 22 years old and I'm from Germany. And I've actually been following you girls since I was 15. And I'm just excited to share my story with you guys today. In 2020, I started my studies in interior architecture. But this was never my dream, because my dream was always to be a host and presenter, but I think I never pursued it. Also due to my African parents, because you know African parents, they just direct you in a certain way they want. And then I got into my exchange semester in Switzerland, and I think this was the breaking point of everything. Like my whole life changed from there. I compared myself a lot. I was not happy. I just didn't know where to go, and I was this close to quit my studies. And on the 1st January 2023, I opened the Bible. I said, I want to change my life. Jesus, you need to save me. And he saved me. Plus, one thing you guys have to know about me is that I went to Germany's Next Top Model, which is insane because this was always a dream of mine as a little black girl. Heidi Klum actually said, yeah, girl, you deserve it. She liked my personality. I went to Spain. I went to LA. I had the best time of my life and had the opportunity to host the finale of Germany's Next Top Model 2024. I think this was the best night of my life. I couldn't even recognize myself.
Wow.
I was just so happy, and it just felt right. And I just knew that this is something I want to do. I was called to do it. Like God really said, this is your calling. This is what you should do. Applied to an agency for hosting and presenting. I got accepted. 2 weeks later, I had my first official job at the Icon League. Yeah. Plus 2 weeks ago, I went to Mallorca with Vitamin Well, got to interview the fastest German influencer. I'm really, really happy. I thank God every day. And a message for all of the girls out there who are like watching the podcast: never give up, believe in God, pray, and just stay true to yourself. Thank you guys for listening. I love you girls so much. I hope I will see you girls in the future somewhere in the UK.
But why do they want to make me cry?
Greetings and kisses from Spain.
Oh, not her living her best life in Spain.
Babe, oh,
that's a nice one to end with.
Babe, that is so nice. Why am I freaking crying?
Oh, do you know what it is? Probably because of this episode.
Yeah, I feel like her little message at the end, like to the girls, I feel like sometimes as well we need advice and encouragement. So that was just really nice to hear.
Oh, I feel like I think this episode was really for you, babe. I think like from the beginning of how
do you know what? The fact that this was even the theme.
Yeah, we didn't even know. Like I was like, what are we doing this week?
I forgot.
But okay. Episode 23 this is gonna be where you're gonna be like, babe, do you remember episode 23? This number's never gonna
episode 23.
We're gonna have both our episodes where it's like that was the one where it's like it'll be like my parents would really answer like, can you believe that happened? And we talked about you got emotional, babe. It's gonna happen. And you're gonna be like episode, you know that episode 23. Everyone remember there's gonna be an episode and it'll be this time. Come back to it, in the comments who's still here in 2020. Like, do you know what I mean? Episode 23, we're gonna come back to this and be like, God, babe, can be skin now. And imagine episode 23, you were emotional. See,
that's
God's
true.
timing, babe, it's destined. Don't worry about it. Destined.
Oh, thank you for that video message. That was really nice. I'm so happy. I love seeing our dolls doing well.
Yeah, she was glowing. If you guys are listening to audio, she was in Spain. Makeup was popping, and even the way she edited her video. Did you see how certain words saying like big ass girl?
I said girl. I just love our dolls.
Yeah, we've got a really good community.
But do you want to do the confessional first?
Yeah, I'll start. Okay, so this week seems a little bit different. I don't know why I'm finding it hard to think, which answered prayer is the most deepest, because I think everyone's answered prayer or deep in your living, your answered prayer is just so individual and it's just the same impact and meaningfulness. So I'll just say like all three of them, it's just nice to just hear people come back and realize that first of all, whoever God's real to them and like he actually does answer prayers, but also know that people can always come out of a dark side of things. But yeah, guys, there isn't if I can say like which is the deepest. I think it's just amazing, and it's just been nice to also hear everyone's happy, confessions and stuff like that. So I can't really add anything, guys. I'm really sorry. It's just amazing. All love here and peace and harmony.
Do you know what, guys? I am going to copy my beautiful co-host, because I do feel like it's quite hard to rank this type of theme, because I do feel like they're all deep, especially when it's like it's your prayer that's been answered. So I feel like I'm going to rank it all the same. And I do feel like this episode, I'm not going to lie, I really needed. I feel like the fact that I've come in with how I feel about, I guess, one of my prayers now that I'm waiting for it to be answered. So to have you guys put in your testimony, I feel like I just needed that for this episode. So you guys have really helped me out with your testimonies. So yeah, just, I guess, pray for your girl, and hopefully one day I'm sitting on this same couch giving you guys a testimony about my business. So thank you guys for all the encouragement. Guys, I guess we both didn't really rank any. I guess because it's the testimonies, and I think every testimony is just a blessing.
Same.
And because it's your individual prayer that you asked, I can't rate what one is deeper than the other.
As long as it's been answered, like
that's all that matters. But
I feel like I'm really proud of you though.
Really?
Yeah, I think it takes a lot of guts. Remember, I was upset one day and I couldn't even remember.
Oh, what, that time of that 30-minute?
Yeah, 30 guys, basically, we do be opening up, but I think
yours was more on a smoke one.
I was on smoke at one episode. Yours is more emotional.
Yeah.
So, I'm really proud of you.
Thanks, guys. But yeah,
#by can be skin, every single one of you.
Literally. Hopefully, I'm just like, do you know what? I just want to launch and just start facing new issues. I feel like all the behind the scenes stuff, it's just sometimes when you don't have that, I guess, validation from like your customers where you're like publicly posting to just get that extra ego boost.
Yeah.
Because I'm not having that right now, and then it's just like a problem after a problem. It's just kind of like,
feels a bit heavy. Like it's like,
what am I actually doing?
Don't worry. Don't worry about it. It's just this phase of it. It's like you're about to relaunch, and you've got some amazing products. Unfortunately, with a relaunch, especially for the product that's so good, it has to be done properly. You don't want to stop and start. So these are things that are just coming in the way before you can start. And once you start Adeola, that's it, up and onwards. It's just this period is just a bit till you get there.
I will break this camera right now.
Was it still recording?
Yeah, guys, my vlog camera has been on this whole time.
And then you thought you turned it off?
I thought I turned it off, and then I heard the little countdown in the background. And I'm just so over it. Like, a girl just trying to make some money here, hustle life, you know, to invest in this lawyer I've got to pay for unexpectedly.
Come on, man.
And guys, like, sometimes I wish I just had a 9 to 5, you know, just to invest in my business, because I feel like the fact that my 9 to 5, well, my money that I get, you know, invest into my business is like industry stuff. And because that is also such an ego, it can self-validate in type of industry. It's hard to, like, sometimes to clock out of Can Be Skin and then I clock into Adeola Patron. The whole energy with the industry and entertainment industry, it's already very much like, what the hell is this? Do you know what I mean? So I feel like if I had a 9 to 5 funding, my passion would be easier, because 9 to 5, you just work for someone else. You do what you got to do. They tell you you're expert and you can clock out. I feel like I have no clocking out. It's just in my thoughts, but it's fine. It's okay. But yeah. How do you want to end it? Are we just going to say bye?
Well, guys, obviously, you know already, like, follow us.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot.
On the socials and you know, at Deep It Pod. And if you're listening audibly, like, give us 5 stars. Give us 10 if you can, because we need it. And yeah, guys, like, just love hearts for Adeola, please.
And you, babe.
No, I feel like I get it, babe. Like, I really get what you're talking about this episode. And I feel like that's why I don't want you to give it up, because it's just... You wouldn't anyways, because you're just that girl, you're a hard worker. But don't let this like stop you. Keep going. Like, the brand trip was amazing. The products are amazing. Like, there's so much you're gonna give to the community, and we've got like a community now that gonna support.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, but yeah,
guys.
Don't forget. Yeah, you said like, comment, subscribe, audio, all that. And
we'll see you same time next week, guys.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Bye.